My F24 sister, F27, and her husband, M30, want me to carry their child. So my 24 sister, 27, and her husband have been trying to get pregnant for 3 years BIW, and it's not working out for them. Having kids and starting a family is their biggest dream, so it's been hard on both of them. I am child-free by choice. I don't want to ever have kids. I am 24 years old and basically at the prime of my physical and mental health. I recovered from an ED a few years ago, started working out, switched career paths and banned toxicity from my life. I've never been happier with myself and especially with my body. A few nights ago my sister and her husband sat me down asking me if I was willing to carry their baby for them. I immediately refused. She explained the procedure of how a fertilized egg of hers will be placed in my uterus and I just have to give birth. The baby won't be mine biology-wise and I'm just the carrier. I still refused for several reasons. A pregnancy is really scary to me. It messes with your body a lot. I'm finally happy with my body and I'm not letting a fetus destroy the body I have worked on for years. I like to consume things that are bad for a fetus. I love a glass of wine or a few cocktails. I don't want to stop eating sushi or steaks or cheese. I just started a new job that I love. It's kind of physically demanding, so especially later in a pregnancy I won't be able to stand or walk around for longer periods. And lastly, I don't want to be pregnant. I left their home after they continued to call me a selfish brat. Over the past 2 days of B3N receiving texts from them, my mother and grandparents, about how selfish and rude I am. Me giving birth to my sister's baby would mean the world to them, and it's not that big of a deal. The only one on my side is my dad, as always. And I don't know what to say. Maybe I am selfish, but it's my life and my body, so it's my choice. I don't know for what kind of advice I'm looking for, but I need some perspective. How would you handle this situation? TLDR. My older sister wants me to carry her baby and my entire family is calling me selfish for refusing. I just have to give birth. Lol. They can pay for a surrogate. Just give birth, JFC. I have no words to clearly express how selfish and stupid this statement is. Carrying a baby is a humongous deal, especially if it's not yours. Pregnancy has serious mental and physical consequences. You could have serious complications requiring bed rest, diabetes, high blood pressure, leaving you infertile or even death. Additionally, pregnancy has major financial costs associated with it. Healthcare, food, clothing, etc. It's not as easy as popping that baby out and handing it off. Not to mention the risks for PPD, etc. Also, some non-related but important facts are: most reputable doctors wouldn't even agree to this, because to be a surrogate they want you to have already been pregnant and had a healthy delivery. A reputable doctor will want assurance you can handle it. There are very few surrogacy agencies that would even look at you for this same reason. Also, a past but semi-recent history of ED would likely make you ineligible all the way around. If it's truly no big deal, tell your sister to go through a surrogacy agency. They're all over the world, easy to find, and there's no emotional or familial tie that would complicate issues even further. You are a person, not a 3D printer. All your reasons are 150% valid. There is nothing selfish about it. Nope. Pretty sure you can't even be a surrogate unless you've already had a child. Woman shrugging, tell them to pound sand. You need to block them all for a few months. There was nothing wrong with your sister asking this of you. But as soon as you start that should have been the end of it. Your sister is so incredibly wrong here, and so are your mother and grandparents. Send them all a short text. Something like, "I will not be bullied by you about something so monumental. You should be ashamed of yourself for your disgusting behavior. I'm blocking you for 3 months in the hopes that you'll recognize how ridiculously cruel you are. And that you're maliciously bullying me." They are being crazy and selfish. I love how they make it sound so easy and it's not. They left out the hormones you have to be shot up with to prep your body for implantation. Plus you are 24 and not had a kid before, so bad idea. You don't want to do it, end of story. They asked, you said no. Anytime it gets brought up, say no again and leave or hang up. Maybe dad can talk some sense into them. Don't argue, don't engage in a conversation about it, just one word no and move on. Your sister needs some therapy to deal with the infertility issues, but probably not a good idea for you to bring it up. Your body, your choice, and unfortunately for your sister, no way in hell would they let you be a surrogate with no previous pregnancies of your own, and your ed history may mean you struggle to conceive as well. If they went into this knowing how you felt, then they are beyond selfish from the start. Not to mention how they insulted you when you told them no. Those are not things that you should have to deal with. You don't want to be pregnant. You shouldn't ever have to be. And it's really creepy that they are harping on you about it. If anything, they should do that for themselves. And for everyone who is pressuring you. You need to draw a line. Say something along the lines of, "I know it is important for you to have this baby, but I do not want to carry it. If you continue bringing it up, or do it any time in the future, I will be cutting you out of my life completely. And honestly, just stop talking to your sister and her husband straight up until you get an apology. You're not some walking incubator and don't ever have to be pressured into having a child for someone else." Pregnancy has the risk of death and of being permanently disabled. If you end up being disabled, you will resent them for the rest of your life. If you don't want kids and if you don't have a burning desire to carry a child, you shouldn't have to. Plenty of people don't get what they want and they have to live with that fact. Fortunately, most people aren't twisted enough to try to guilt-shame their child-free sibling who's recovered from an ED to carrying their child. It's time to go no contact and block your sister and her husband. Any reasonable person will be on your side. Is it really that big of a deal? Seriously? And it's also such a big deal. Enormous strain on the body, on the mind. Serious health issues can arise. And unfortunately, there's even a possibility of death. Though not that significant. It's incredibly selfish of your family to press you with such a question. I can't imagine what's in their minds. Don't agree. If you have to block them, do it. Giving birth to a child is a huge undertaking. Don't go through with it if you don't want to. No reputable fertility clinic will do a surrogacy with a woman that has not been pregnant with a successful delivery. So what are their plans? Do a turkey baster with you? No ethical clinic would implant your sister's embryo in you because you've never been pregnant before and you need to sort out the legal stuff first. People who are considering surrogacy would know that. There are people who do surrogacy. They are screened and compensated for their work. You should absolutely not carry your sister's child unless you want to. And you clearly don't. I think it was okay for her to ask. But once you said no, that was it. I would thank them for wanting me to be part of their journey to parenthood. That being said, I would tell them that I would not be able to accommodate them for my own physical and mental health. I would tell them I love and care about them. But this is a hard stop. Regardless of the words you use, it is important that you be very clear that this is not happening. 100% of pregnancies can kill the woman. Tell them to IVF and to FO. Step 1. Google how much an actual willing surrogate costs. Step 2. Ask for the same amount and missing of income due to recovery period plus medical cost plus time missed from work to attend examinations and additional fee for the emotional distress carrying her child puts on you. Make sure you ask for an ridiculous amount of money that the never can afford. Not even with help from family. Heck, even give them a sibling discount, but make sure your final rate is still not affordable to them. Step 3. See her having a hissy fit. Accuse her for being selfish and a brat for demanding having a kid for free, at your financial and physical expense. Despite you agreeing to do it at a sibling's rate and losing money already. You are willing to help her out, but she shouldn't be that selfish to not compensate your lose of income. Smirk. Step 4. Refer her to cheaper options like those legit surrogacy agencies. If she wants to save costs at having a surrogate, then she can contact those agencies and stop harassing you. Step 5. Towards family, say innocently, "But I'm willing to help her out. As long as she is able to pay me my loss of income. I already gave her a discount, but she is too selfish to accept my offer. She can get a cheaper willing surrogate for this rate, while my loss would be XXXXXX. It's a moot point because you can't be a surrogate. No reputable place would let you unless you've already had children and they were smooth pregnancies. Inform your family of this. Have them verify it with a fertility clinic. This isn't a matter of you accepting or not. You couldn't do this even if you wanted to. Women die in childbirth every day. F your sister and her husband for saying, "Just give birth," like it's nothing. Let your family know your uterus is not available for use and block everyone that gives you pushback. Ask for the info on the fertility clinic they're using. Ask the doc's name and any details you can get out of them. Tell your sis and Bill you want to do your research on the procedure and see if it's something you should consider. Make it seem like you're considering it. Call the clinic and leave word with the doc that these two psychos are trying to guilt you into being their surrogate, that you're 24 and have never been pregnant, nor do you have any interest in doing this. No clinic would green light an unwilling host, nor would they allow a woman who had never had a successful pregnancy to carry. I'd also start posting these text messages ALLLLLLL over social media. My family is insane. I do not ever consent to being an incubator. If you or someone you know wants to carry a baby for sis and Bill, please contact them at their phone numbers here so they will leave me the F alone. My uterus is not theirs to command. Thanks. Quote. These posts pop up all the time. Either you're trolling, or your sister hasn't done her research. They don't let someone be a surrogate without having given birth before.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.